I used to think betrayal came like a storm, loud, sudden, chaotic. But mine was quieter. It came wrapped in silence, behind a door that clicked shut and didn't open. My name's John, and this is a story of how I stopped waiting to be chosen and built something stronger than their approval. I was 24, still young enough to hope without fear, old enough to know better. That night, I stood in our cramped apartment, straightening the one decent tie I owned. It smelled like detergent and nerves. Tomorrow was everything. My shot at a data science job across the river. I'd fought tooth and nail to get here, grinding through college on scholarships, working nights at a gas station, keeping my dreams quiet in a house that didn't believe in them. They believed in Caleb, my brother, the one who always got bailed out. Broken laptop? Replaced. Rent due? Paid. Podcast mic? Top tier. And me? I was stitching holes in my socks under a flickering bulb, praying they held up for one more ride on the subway. That night, sleep didn't come. I walked circles in my room, whispering interview answers to the walls, rehearsing like everything depended on it, because it did. On the dining table, I laid out my future, a polished portfolio, my college transcripts, lines of code I'd written and revised 100 times, and a glowing recommendation from my mentor. Each sheet meant one more step away from this place. By sunrise, the air felt wrong. Too still. Caleb's usual noise, the thump of bass, the hiss of his coffee, was missing. I padded to the dining table, heart rising, until it crashed. The folder was gone. I tore through the apartment. Nothing, not even in the trash. Then I saw his door cracked open. Inside, my folder lay crumpled on his nightstand, soaked in energy drink, pages curling like they drowned. "Caleb!" I shouted, fury burning my throat. He ambled out, hoodie half off, smirking like it was a joke. "Relax, man. It's just some papers. Just some—" I couldn't speak. I held up the folder, dripping. This was my chance. He scoffed. "What? You think you're better than us now? Maybe it's time you remember where you come from." I turned to run to the library, maybe reprint something, anything, but he grabbed my wrist and shoved me toward the storage room. I stumbled, caught myself, and then he pushed the door closed behind me. The bolt slid shut. "Caleb!" I pounded, fists raw, voice ragged. "Let me out." Nothing. My phone was across the hall. My interview was in 90 minutes. I screamed until my throat cracked, until my legs gave out. I was sinking into the dark when I heard them. My father's voice, calm as ever. "You locked him in?" "He needed a reality check," Caleb laughed. "Dad." I screamed, "Let me out." His voice was cold. "John, stop. Not everything's about you." That moment broke something in me. Not because they hurt me, because they didn't even pretend to care. When Caleb unlocked the door an hour later, it was too late. I walked past them, past their indifference, and I didn't look back. I missed the interview. No rescheduling. No redo. I lost a job. I cried that night, not just over the missed opportunity. I grieved the family I kept hoping would see me. The next day, I left, crashed on a friend's floor, picked up anything I could, stocking shelves, freelancing small coding gigs, building apps for pennies. Every night I applied. Every night I kept moving. I didn't rebuild for them. I rebuilt for me. 3 years later, I was leading AI projects for a fintech company. The job came from a Hail Mary application, one I almost didn't send. But I did, and I stayed late, learned fast, proved I belonged. I didn't tell anyone back home. I didn't need to. Then one day, an email popped up, new hire shortlist. One name made my breath catch, Caleb. He'd listed me as a reference. He'd used a letter I once wrote for myself, copied it, word for word, and applied for a position on my team. I called HR, said I wanted to sit in on the interview. The next morning, he walked in grinning, button down, wrinkled, cologne too strong. He didn't recognize me at first. "Caleb," I said. He blinked. "It's John. This is my team." His grin cracked. I hit him with technical questions. Real ones. Concepts he'd never touched. The hiring manager's pen scratched across the page. Not qualified. I slid his resume back. You claimed experience at Nexus Labs. Funny, I know someone there. They've never heard of you. He stammered. Maybe I mixed something up. You used my name. My letter. You locked me in a room and laughed about it. Now you want to see at my table. He stood up, angry. You'll regret this. I smiled. No, I already won. A month later, Dad called. Caleb's struggling, he said. Says you humiliated him. Can't you help? I looked out at the skyline. Thought about the boy I used to be, bleeding in that storage room while his father ignored his cries. Help him like you helped me? I said, like when you left me locked away because Caleb had it hard? That was a mistake, he snapped. He needed us. No, I said. He needed to win. I was just the price. I hung up. The silence that followed didn't hurt. It felt like freedom. They tried to burn my future. I used the fire to build my own path. They don't get to walk it with me.